There's a lot of good that's in public housing. I think there's more good than not. And there's a genuine love for the place you live, and then so you want to see things go well, even when around you, it looks like it's falling apart. I've been here almost all my life. My mother grew up here, the community center. It was huge for me growing up, right? That was a place of safety. That was a place where all the young people came and they gathered and you were part of an extended community. It led into some theater. It lent itself to dance. There was a game room, and having a community center could very well be a way to change the direction of a young person's life. Seeing that not be available for the young people in the neighborhood was disturbing.
We here at Gowanus Houses have a long-time dream of having the center fully reopened. We won participatory budgeting, and that money is allotted for the community center.
As time went along, it was just red tape, If you participate in participatory budget, you will receive this funding. You think this is the means to what you thought was the end, but you're still waiting for your community center to be open.
In New York City, we're so limited on space. And then you get to this public housing community that actually has this space, yet it's closed and they're not able to access it.
I think it's just been a case where it's stalled out, and the community has spoken up, and it needs to speak up even louder.
It is a project to highlight artists, specifically in public housing in the Gowanus community.
She's insisted on using the center, and that's so much more persuasive than just saying the center needs to be opened.
One amazing thing that has happened is that some groups have come together to kind of breathe life into the center temporarily to just keep it alive and flourishing. So we have Hester Street Collaborative that has provided some funding, Fifth Avenue Committee that provided insurance for us to actually temporarily get into the center, the Textile Arts Center, Groundswell, Fury, and a host of other groups. Many of these groups came together to temporarily help us to have a rehearsal space and perform.
She got it open and showed what can happen when you have it open and what the benefit is to the full community.
So when you guys are standing there, you're not just standing there, you're looking at their feet because you want to learn those steps. So you're watching their every move. You're like, wow, you're looking at the steps because, wow, that's the drill team. That's amazing.
Having that space opened up, even though it's only been temporary for this project, has been amazing. And the energy that we've seen out of the performers and out of the organizers and out of the community as a whole, it represents a ray of hope.
One of the things that's happened since the center has begun to open is youth are starting to come up and say, oh, is there going to be a dance class? Is there going to be this? Is there going to be that? So there's a way that once there's an art program flourishing, it really builds community, and that's one thing that ties directly into the social justice needs of the community.
Go ahead, Mr. Webb.
Make sure your name is in your hat. Yeah, you're going to be lined up like before I start talking. Okay. You'll be ready. Then it's Gowanus. Yes, Gowanus.
Gowanus. Yes, Gowanus. El White El Warren, Gowanus.
Give me a building made of brick and cement. A place where I still reside, where my parents paid rent.
We had an amazing show last night. We had a full house. Some of the highlights of the show was a Lenape elder. That's the tribal nation that originally occupied the Gowanus area. We did a fun piece about the difficulties residents deal with when they're trying to get home repairs.
Nothing else, no more.
We also had a piece on being a Gowanus resident but having family members that may be part of the homeless or homeless mentally ill community. And we also had highlights of the drill team and highlights of the youth really being involved and showing off their forms of creativity, whether it was poetry or dance. We also highlighted our elders being both a part of it and being attendees.
What's great about this is you don't have to stretch your imagination to see what the value of the center is. We just saw it with the show. Just in a couple of months of work and then coming to a culmination in a couple of weeks, you've had all different generations of people from the community and from outside the community come together in the rehearsing, the creation, the leadership development, and then in the performance. And that is just the tip of the iceberg.
So this is why we're out with petitions, this is why we're canvassing, we're knocking on doors, we're talking to people, if you want your center to stay open, be involved, talk about it, let people know what we want.
Go ahead, Mr. Window. Mr. Window has freedom, a free that you and I think is dumb. Free to be without the worries of quick to this society. Mr. Window's a bum. His only worries are sickness and occasional harassment by the police in their chase.